So, every good Pokemon region needs a set of gyms. Well, except for that one, but my Fakemon region, Trapor, sure does. We're going to start off small today and do gym number 1, since in the last episode we arrived in Reefsea Town, the home of our first gym. At this point, I'd probably design a gym leader and explain my whole process, but I've already done that. Those of you who have been here since the beginning will remember our big brother character Ty that I drew back in episode 3. And I left his backstory vague. Well, I did that on purpose because he will be our first gym leader that we face in this region. The gym leaders of past regions have always been given names related to their typing, so Ty's name, of course, comes from Tide, because he is the water-type gym leader of Trapor. Now let's stop wasting time and make some Pokemon for this gym battle. The first Pokemon of the day is going to be the first regional form in this region, Pincurchin. I chose this Pokemon out of all the others for a few reasons. The first is that Pincurchin just might be my favorite Pokemon ever, which, believe it or not, made it harder to redesign. But also because I dreamt up a Fakemon as a kid that was a sea urchin, and it came out very similar to Pincurchin, except it was a water and poison type instead of electric. So even though I think a mono-electric typing is more interesting for this Pokemon, I still wanted to call back to the original idea and also make a version of this Pokemon that could be used in our first gym. I changed the eye shape slightly to give it a more jovial appearance, and then lengthened out the spines to give it more similarities to tropical sea urchins. I also removed its mouth bumps, if that's what you can call those, and replaced them with little fangs, again to just draw more similarities with the more intimidating looking tropical urchins. And finally, the biggest change was the colors. I went with a very green heavy palette, both to give it a tropical feeling, and also for the glowing spines to communicate that toxic aspect of the Pokemon, while still keeping the thing that I loved the most about the design in the first place, the bioluminescence. It's shiny, calls back to the color palette of the original. Pincurchin, the sea urchin Pokemon. Due to a change in environment, this Pokemon no longer produces static electricity. Due to that fact, its diet has changed as well. They eat poisonous marine plant life to use their toxins and their own venom. This venom has a beautiful green glow that can be seen from the surface of shallow waters at night. There are famous tourist spots in Trapor called ocean lights, where people come to watch the dancing lights from a gathering of Pincurchin. So I'm really quite surprised that there isn't a dolphin Pokemon yet, but this gave me a good opportunity to develop an appropriate ace Pokemon for Ty. I had a few ideas for this Pokemon at the beginning, and those were actually surprisingly hard to pull off in a convincing way. My first few designs, I had the idea that it would be a special attacker with an emphasis on its dual water and psychic typing. And to represent that, I took some design aspects from Musharna and gave it this pink psychic smoke type thing coming out of the blowhole. I tried this general design with different body patterns again and again, and even though I got close a few times to something that I liked, it never really worked. At some point, I reconsidered the design idea altogether, and this time, I leaned more towards the idea of a speedy physical attacker, since dolphins are known to be so fast, and surprisingly quite violent, I've come to find out. And so I adapted a few ideas from different dolphin Fakemon that already exist. I changed up the body markings to suggest a speedier creature, bumped the color palette further towards the blues, since I also dropped the psychic type, and I finally came upon a design that I really liked. Sonalfin's name combines many ideas in its inspiration, including the words sonar, sonic as in sonic boom, dolphin, and fin, and its shiny form is based on the pink Amazon River dolphins. Sonalfin, the dolphin Pokemon. This Pokemon is known for its blinding speed, but it's also a little known fact that they are tied with the Macaphony line for the second most intelligent Pokemon species in the world. Because of this, they have an uncommonly diverse array of moves that they can learn, and are even known to learn moves from other Pokemon in the heat of battle. So even though, yes, this is not nearly as many Pokemon as I usually do, I'm gonna stop here, mainly because I never intended to make an evolution line for either of these Pokemon. Pincurchin is great on its own, and I designed Sonalfin to be a single form, as I really kind of dislike it when gym leaders have first stage Pokemon as their aces. It just, these are supposed to be the strongest trainers in the region, it just doesn't feel right to me. When we arrive at Reef Sea Town, our brother Ty introduces himself ceremonially and informs you that this battle won't take place in any gym, but out in the open. He explains as this is your first gym battle, and as gym leaders commonly scale their teams for the appropriate challenge level, you won't be facing off against his very strong Tormarine, or any of his other more powerful Pokemon today. You'll be tasked with reaching him on a small island just off the coast, but like all gyms, there's a puzzle in your way. Luckily, this being the first gym puzzle of our journey, it's nothing extreme. Consisting of a shallow water maze through a natural coral formation, in this cultivated coral reef can be found several wild Pokemon like Pincurchin, Wishiwashi, and Corsola. But enough delay. It's time for the real challenge. On a sandy plinth sticking out into the ocean is where our battle with Ty will commence. As the battle starts, he sends out his first Pokemon in the form of a level 13 Pincurchin. His moveset is as follows: Water Gun for stab, and Poison Jab to inflict a draining poison. He also has the move Spikes on hand to discourage you from switching out. This tough Pincurchin is also armed with the ability Poison Point, so if you decide to attack it directly, the consequences may be disastrous. If you can manage to bring down this tricky Pokemon, Ty will comment on how impressed he is with your natural battling ability, and send out his ace, a level 14 Sonalfin. With the ability Inner Focus, its accuracy can't be dropped. This may make the battle a little more tricky, if you don't have a Pokemon with a type advantage, like Fully or Thumping. Sonalfin will have the following moveset: Bubble Beam, which serves as a wicked stab move with the added bonus of lowering the opponent's speed, followed up by Speedy Quick Attack for priority. Bounce serves as good coverage, and also being a move that attacks on the second turn, will be sure to throw off your rhythm. It's no wonder that your brother is considered such a world-class Pokemon trainer. If you can come up on top and beat Sonalfin, the battle will be yours, and so will the title badge. I designed this badge to look like a simple tidal wave, of course, and I chose the Gen 4 aesthetic designs for these badges because I just prefer the look. When the battle ends, Ty will give you the TM for Aqua Ring and tell you that all Pokemon up to level 25 will obey you. He also recommends that you stop by the Flying type gym a few islands over for your second gym badge. So, I guess that's where we'll set our sights on. So that'll do it, folks. We've added 2 more Pokemon to the decks, and we've earned our first badge. Not bad. As always, I've updated my team here, and if you are collecting a team as well as we go along, then be sure to leave it in the comments below, because I'd love to see it. All the art seen in this video can be found on my DeviantArt gallery, and they're in high-quality downloadable versions. I upload every Friday, so if you like this video and you want to see more like it, then subscribe and turn on the bell to get notified when I upload next.